Hey everybody, Chris Denny with Denny's Country Life. Today we're doing a video on the PZ Uyghur's Fanex 500 4-basket tedder. So this one fell out of time on me in middle of hay season 2020, actually kind of towards the end of hay season for me. And when a tedder falls out of time, it happens for good reason. It isn't something really simple that, I'm going to say from my experience, it isn't something that you can just quick adjust, put back in time and get back out to the field. If you do that, you will experience further issues. So with the PZ Fanex 500, the way that they're built, if it's falling out of time, you have a pretty big problem one way or the other. And in my case, what it turned out to be, I'm going to cut to the chase and show you what the actual problem is. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we are missing teeth on the pinion gear. That pinion gear is what turns the rotor, just like that, and it's what transfers power to the ring gear. So in a nutshell, that's the problem. I'm assuming that what happened was I had, well, this is an old tedder. I bought this tedder in 2020 with hopes that I could, put a little bit of money into it and have a good, reliable tedder. So I paid $1,000 for it, and I put about another 600 into it, and then probably 20 acres into the season, this happened. So this is the reason that I'm done buying old used tedders. I know that some people might have really good luck and end up with good tedders. I don't. So anyway, just to give you guys a quick rundown, this video is mostly for the people that are actually experiencing what I experienced, just to give you an idea of what you have to do to get to this point. So to remove the wheel assembly in the rotor, it's actually pretty simple. Simple doesn't mean easy, but the concept is simple. You have a roll pin, you need to get that out, and then you need to undo these 6 bolts. In theory, when you do that, this whole assembly should drop down. Keep in mind, you need to work safe. I've been using blocks of various different sorts and chains. Unfortunately, my loader leaks down, so every half hour I gotta start it up and raise the loader. Anyway, this could be done safer. Let's say you had a 2-post gantry or engine hoist or whatever. That's beside the point. I took my oxyacetylene torch and I heated this guy up pretty good. And even with that, I had to use a dead blow and some wood blocks and some leverage. They don't come off easy, but that is all that you have to do. That roll pin, those 6 bolts, the whole thing should drop down. Now when that drops down, you're going to get everything. You're going to get your ring gear, your rotor, and your wheel assembly. So that's how you get to that point. To pull the wing off, this would be your left of center wing. What you got to do, well, as you can see, it's just like a regular PTO shaft, and that slides right into your U-joint. So there is no locking pin or anything, but there are 2 pins that it hinges on, obviously. So in order to get to those, what you have to do, I applied some heat with the oxyacetylene. That helped out quite a bit. You turn your other rotors to the point where this faces just the right direction, and you can get a small drift in there. What I did, I actually used a transfer punch. So it's not ideal, and you can see that I bent it, but it worked. And actually the point on the transfer punch kind of dug into the pin, and that really helped. So the drift didn't just want to slide down. That point kind of dug in and allowed me to push that pin out. to the point where it's sticking out, you know, a good inch or so. And then at that point, I grabbed my my Nippix pliers. If you don't have a set of these Nippix pliers, you are missing out. My goodness, this is probably one of the greatest tools that I have in my toolbox. So at that point, I was able to just kind of wiggle the pins out. Once the pins are out, oh, there are roll pins, I'm sorry, there are roll pins that go through here, and so you're going to need to drive those roll pins out through these holes. So clean those holes out. I was able to get one down through the bottom. The one on this end was broken on the top, so I had to drive it up through the bottom. So so that's that. Once you pull your pins out, you can just slide this whole assembly out. Be very careful. These tethers, they don't look very heavy, but they have a little bit of weight to them, and you can mess yourself up pretty good if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. Have the whole thing fall down on you. That would not be a good day. So so once you're to that point, you have your wing out. I don't know how good you guys are going to be able to see this, but there is a snap ring down in there, and you have to have a relatively decent pair of snap ring pliers or a lot of patience. So in my case, I have really crappy snap ring pliers and a lot of patience. And lastly, I don't think you can see it, but there is, oh, there it is. There is a roll pin right there, and they conveniently give you a hole to drive that roll pin out. So from there, I should be able to slide that whole yoke out, access my angular contact bearings. I'm assuming that's what they are, and hopefully at that point be able to slide my gear out. I can't tell exactly what holds that gear in. I don't see a roll pin or a set screw or anything like that. So I'm hoping that once I get that U-joint assembly out with the bearings, that I'm able to just take a brass drift or something and knock that gear out. That's what I'm hoping. That would be wonderful. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I hope that this helps any of you out there that are having timing issues with your PZ Fanex tethers. I know this probably isn't the news that you want, but it is just the way that it is. That's what we get for having older used hay equipment. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope all is well for you. You take it easy, and we'll catch you on the next video.